Hello, lovelies. This is question 10. I'm going to do question 11 as well because question 10 is tiny. So this is the same kind of question as before. It's talking about, as question 9, it's talking about the fact that aluminium oxide is amphoteric and it's insoluble in water. Describe experiments to show that aluminium oxide is amphoteric. So we need 3 points here. What can we do for the experiment? So I would react with both acid, HCl, and a base, something like NaOH. Then the next mark is going to say that Al2O3, you could also write aluminium oxide if you weren't sure of the formula. Never commit to a formula unless you're absolutely sure. You can always write aluminium oxide because you're not getting any marks here for formula. It's not a formula question. So aluminium oxide will react and dissolve in both beakers. You've got all 3 marks here because you said you'll react with an acid, you said you'll react with a base, and you said that it will dissolve. All 3 marks. Question 11. For each of the following, give the name of an element from period 2, lithium to neon, which matches the description. So let me get my periodic table out. An element which is gaseous at room temperature and pressure. From period 2, lithium to neon. Okay, so a gas from period 2, of course, we'll go for fluorine. You can just write the elemental symbol here. An element which forms an oxide that is a reactant in photosynthesis. Well, of course, that's going to be carbon dioxide that they're talking about, so that's carbon. An element that is a product of photosynthesis, that's going to be oxygen. You can write O2 if you want, but remember, it's just asking for the element. You could write O2, but you're not going to lose any marks for writing just O. An element that makes up approximately 98% of the volume of air. That is, of course, nitrogen. Remember, nitrogen is diatomic. So if you're committed to oxygen being diatomic, then you can talk about nitrogen being diatomic too. Remember, have no fear of ice cold beer. An element which has atoms with full outer shell of electrons. Well, in period 2, the only one is neon. An element which exists as both diamond and graphite. That's, of course, carbon again. An element that reacts vigorously with cold water must be sodium. And a soft metallic element which is stored in oil is sodium again. Both of those are sodium. Give the formula of a compound that contains only boron and oxygen. Well, boron is in group 3. Oxygen is in group 2. So we need to get the valencies married up, right? So boron needs 3 more. Oxygen only needs 2 more. They're both non-metals, so they're going to share. So we're going to end up with 2 lots of boron for every 3 lots of oxygen, because -2 minus 2 minus 2 equals -6, and +3 equals +6. Not that it is ionically bonded at all, but it works exactly the same way. If we just take off the pluses, 6 and 6. Okay, they've shared enough electrons. Only lithium and nitrogen, so it's going to be lithium nitride, Li and N. Well, this is a metal with a non-metal, so it is going to be positive and negative. Well, nitrogen is in group 5, so it's going to accept, it needs to accept 5, not 5, silly Mrs. Baker. It's going to accept 3, and lithium can only give away 1. So you need 3 lithiums to make 1 nitrogen happy. Okay? That's the end of question 10 and question 11. Bye for now.